Hello guys, Zanitor here, and as it says, welcome to Planet Zoo. So this was sent to me by Frontier Developments, which they actually sent it to me during the beta period, and I played kind of a lot of it. I think I had around 13, 14 hours in it. I did record a little bit of it, but the recording ended up corrupting due to, at the time I was recording in an improper format that doesn't save when a computer crashes, so I lost a lot of stuff. Now I'm recording in a proper format where we're a little bit safer off, but I'm very excited to be playing this, so I guess we got to recreate our avatar here, or I don't even know if I created him in the first place, actually. No, I definitely did. But yeah, we will go ahead and create our guy here that will look semi-amounts like me. Why not? Let's go with that one. What hair do we want to have? You know, we got to look funky fresh, as they say. As no one says. Let me change it to my color hair, which I'd say it's more like, wow, that looks just like me. He lied. The hair options are always something to be desired for me. I mean, undercut, not the worst. Beanie's pretty accurate, but can't look too millennial, right? Is that? Oh, yes. Life is hard. I mean, let's just go with, I mean, that one's fun. Like, probably the most accurate, but at the same time, I want to be a beanie boy. Skin, everything seems to be good. I mean, let's go with no shades. I feel like the shades... Why do I look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo? Oh, yes, this is stuff. I'm just going to have a zoo full of Great Danes. That's exactly how this is panning out now. What color do I want to wear? Oh, my God. Yes. We're going to be full-on Shaggy. And granted, he might even wear this color of pants now that I think about it. Maybe like more of a darker maroon. There we go. We're just Shaggy. Well, that was unsuspecting, but here we are. Life is good, obviously. Do we need a... Oh, no, we already have a hat, so we don't want a hat. We'll be... Yeah, we'll... Oh, my God, no. Oh, I thought I lost it for a second. I was about to cry a little bit. No, I mean, we're going to be a teenager, because we're just a teenager just trying to get by in this world, you know? And we will accept. Alright, awesome. So it looks like there's a little challenge now to breed... Oh, I like that the coding's messed up a little bit. It just says count. Let me actually go ahead and change the graphic settings here a little bit. I just noticed it's looking pretty zoomed out on the video, so seeing if there was something that would kind of help with that, but I don't know. I guess it's because I'm playing in this, but also playing in borderless with the monitor I have. Why does it go to full screen? Why is it on 59 whatever? I think that's because technically my monitor doesn't do 60 hertz, which I know is crazy. Oh no, it might just be because it... Oh yeah, it does it at that, but not the other one, of course. Let's see, is that better? Confirm. Oh yes, that looks much better. There we go. But everything is on ultra and high and very good and all this good stuff. So that's good to know that it's running well for me. I'm going to do feet just because I'm from the US, so it's nice to have that for me. And then we won't worry about any of the other stuff. So we will go ahead and accept that. So it actually kept my zoo from before, which is hilarious because it's even called Zanitor Training. It was me practicing for everything. So we have franchise, we have career, which I don't know if we had career before, so that's interesting. And then challenge. I don't know which one I would rather do. I feel like career is probably best for video. Franchise probably is better for streaming. And challenge is just fun for, you know, fun time. Let's go ahead and do career. Oh, scared me. So Goodwin House, and it's a bit of a tutorial, which we probably could use. Alright, so Goodwin House. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin. In the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently has undergone further renovation to update many habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Alright. There will be pauses ever so often. I'm just going to warn you. It's me drinking coffee, especially on like loading screens and stuff. It gets cold real quick, so I apologize. If you're new to my channel, this happens a lot. Just because I like coffee. I plan to be upgrading and actually adding on like a little webcam. And by webcam, I mean a real camera. With like that and the Elgato Cam Link and all that good stuff. Just sort of waiting for the right time to do that. But I'll be doing it before the end of the year, probably before I go to England, which, again, if you're new to the channel, I'm going to England in a month. My wife is from there. We're going to be there for a month. So there'll be a big lull of videos then, but hopefully not too much. I'm going to still be working while there. But a lot of my time's going to be focused on other stuff. But here we go. Oh, what a beautiful zoo. Kind of reminds me of like being at Kew Gardens.
Hematu.
What?
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language.
Don't we all?
It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets.
My wife does all the time.
As you know, I own
Classic elephant dung.
but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat.
Hey, when that happens.
It's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
All right. So,
From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire.
That's me.
Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on.
Oh, yeah.
But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals. We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
The grizzlies. Where are you at? I'm assuming you're here because you're all lit up now.
Also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year.
I can almost do the same.
Again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Give it a good go. Oh, there he is. Look at him.
One of the bears, and you'll bring up its information panel.
I'm trying to. He's kind of chilling in a tree and making things difficult, though. Hey, get out of that tree. It's dangerous. I'm not sure if you're supposed to be in that tree like that. You look a little too chill there. So where's the other ones? Are they also... Oh, yep. They're also just in a tree. Do I need to maybe just select it more... maybe more like this. Animals. Let's do Mika. Should I select you or... I gotta remember how they actually do this. It's been a little bit. Can you get out of the tree? Can you like come down here? I'm just gonna move you down here. There we go. That's what we wanted.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare.
Ah, no. The most important thing is looking how cute it is.
Today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel? See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals.
So fast.
You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
I see.
when you're ready,
Interesting.
let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Alright. Oh, there we go. I need to turn, I believe I need VSync on here. I believe I'm getting a little bit of screen tearing. So let's apply that. Confirm. Oh yeah, that's much better. The one time V6 good. Excuse you.
Leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and they
Look
can
how
be as
social.
many as 40 lions in a pride.
Oh.
Although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie
Hello.
would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely
Awesome.
why I handle
I can't roll
training
ours.
instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives?
Ah,
Come on,
nah.
let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
I'm looking at that line. Don't mind me. Oh, look at that. That's thumbnail worthy. Alright, so we're going to an empty habitat right over here. Hopefully we get to put down
As
some
you
like
can see,
terries.
it's a lovely space for animals,
Oh,
but it's
okay,
missing a
warthogs.
certain
By the way, I say
something.
terries,
Well,
which I know makes
two
sense to none of you.
Warthogs.
But
So I'd like you to
Terry is a
adopt pair
turtle
of them.
of a guy that I
To
work
adopt
for, so
animals, we need to open the animal market,
Stuck in my
which is
brain.
in the animal trading section.
Alrighty.
There we
So
are,
we're
a
gonna
pair of
adopt
perfectly
you.
splendid warthogs for
Gonna
our
adopt
zoo.
you.
Just click on them and select adopt from the side menu.
And these look a
Normally
lot
the
nicer
animal
than the
exchange
things
will
I
be
build.
full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works.
Wow, you
The
bought all the
last thing I
market.
need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Why? What's wrong with a dozen
When
elephants?
you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade center where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new
Done.
home?
I did it.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade center, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade center's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Alright. Oh, okay, over here.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move
Just
those animals
running.
to their destination as fast as possible.
Carrying a warthog in a box, as you do.
Normally, we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health.
Oh, they're very rude.
Let's
That's
get
strange.
the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment.
Which some of this stuff was broken when I played before, so hopefully it'd be a lot
Bring
better.
up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can
That's-
always check the
I got
Zoopedia
this.
for more information.
Alright. Can I just start,
Let's start by
no.
making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare.
At a feeding
To do
station.
this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Put it like over here. And then water, which we will do.
Animals
Right
also
there.
require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment
likes rolling those
welfare,
R's.
specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
There we go. I already know how to do all this stuff, so I'm
Nice
kind of like
work.
just going through
Got
it, I
a knack
guess.
for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a pharaoh state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Ah, yeah, of course. The old hippos. Alright, so I assume they're good to go. There we go. So can I just, like... Oh, I see. So it needs a new fence and everything.
Before we
Okay.
actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner.
I did it.
That's more like it. A quick
Probably should
break.
listen.
Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control.
I'm
while
just
you're
going to work
moving the other
faster,
way.
she says. I'm
Let's
sure it's
keep the
fun.
game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use.
Perfect.
So I'd like you to finish
I know I
off the
could do really
perimeter
long
using
ones
the
there, but I
brick
like when
barrier.
it has more of the columns.
Good work.
Replace selection
Remember,
with glass.
before you can place
Okay.
animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Let's do this, and then turn it into glass.
There we go.
There we go.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities
Then
to see the
donation
animals in
boxes,
the
of course,
habitat.
because we need that
It's
money.
always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're
Forget where
walking
it's
on,
at.
because it makes them happy.
Probably because it's not
And
out
because
yet.
this would be a pretty
I'm looking fast.
terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main
Done.
sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Yeah, it'd be
Now,
fun there.
before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
Hey.
By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button.
It's
It'll
just a
run
shortcut
everything
to
at 2
press it,
times
but I
and
can't
5
remember.
times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right,
Get it,
you've
'cause
finished
tea.
the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think?
Already done.
Let's get 4 of them in here.
I guess I'll just move them in. I'm like too fast for the tutorial, just because I know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of like just letting, I guess, going a little bit quick here, but you know, sometimes you just gotta be
While you wait for them
fast.
to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's
Alright.
often best to place things like enrichments and
ostrich.
feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Yeah, I got you. So slow feeder, but then maybe we can do that. And then how do I rotate things again? Well, it's been a little while. X, it will work. And then if I hold space, there we go. I'm remembering a little bit now. There we go. Kind of works being in the water, actually. And then they need some sort of enrichment as well, which we don't fully know yet. I guess the toy is the actual food thing, which I didn't quite realize. Pop that there. And then, there we go.
Oh, good to see the ostriches
Beautiful.
have somewhere they can really stretch their
Build a keeper
legs.
hut. Ooh,
Did you
oh,
know
it's like playing
they
Animal,
can
or not
actually
Animal Crossing. Why did I say that?
43 miles per
Oh,
hour?
wait, what?
Oh, heaven
about
forbid
that?
they ever escape.
Oh, God, yeah,
The speed
jeez.
camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Got him. Alright, so they've all been delivered.
Bernie certainly seems
Seem
impressed.
happy enough.
Did you do his speed camera joke?
Oh, yeah.
Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers
Oh.
don't waste their time walking when they should
I never
be
was that
looking
smart.
after the animals.
There we go. Now I remember how to do it a little
We'll
bit.
need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Already got you.
This
And
keeper
power,
hut
which I
only has
also
space
have
for
to
one
remember.
keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, But bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness.
Which I found
Negatively.
weird.
In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And
What
that
a good
obviously
chungus,
includes
you
your
know?
newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we? Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
I'm already preemptively looking for the
Lovely work.
highlighted
Now
area.
the keepers can start
Ooh, that's
using the
fun.
hut to prepare food, and thanks to where
It's
you
cool
put
seeing how
it,
they
they
set
won't
their
need to
things
walk
up,
very far
actually.
to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We
Oh,
want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out.
habitat
It's not too far away.
gate, habitat boundary. All right.
Righty,
So we've
your
got quite a
next
lot to
job
build
is
here.
to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
So I'll put that there because that's obviously for the
and
workers.
Make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Alright, and for this we'll do the longer walls. But if you want to pick up this game, it's on Steam now. It's fully out. This isn't sponsored anyways. They just sent it to me. I've played a lot of it, so I know that I really enjoy it, and that it is definitely worth picking up if you are someone who enjoys these kind of games, because it is really fun. It's I used to play when I was younger, play a lot, and I mean a lot, of Roller Coaster Tycoon, and it really brings me back to playing that basically. So, you know, I enjoy it very much for that reason. Okay, so I think that'd be good there. Maybe we will come down this way as well as such. And then about there. Then we'll switch to the glass, which actually I want to move this. I want to, there we go. Having to remember how to do everything, but getting there within due time, luckily. Luckily, it's pretty intuitive once you've played it. When you first play a game by Frontier, especially playing at Zoo, I would say,
Now,
it is quite the thing.
safety very seriously at his
Like getting
zoos,
used to
so we
the
should probably
controls and
make sure
everything.
those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think?
Why not?
The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you
Let's
into
do that.
barrier editing mode.
Hot mode.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat.
Already done.
You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
I don't have the meters on, which makes that awkward.
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
What's that in feet? 1
Now
second.
that the habitat
Okay,
is in
perfect.
place, don't forget to put down a donation
I was
box
just like, I
in the
don't even know
two
what this
viewing
is.
areas. We need every dollar we can get.
I don't
Especially
instantly
if
have
these tigers
conversions
aren't
in my head.
exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Or they are not eating instant noodles. Alright. So let's go ahead and get a donation box. I'll pop one down
Okay,
here
that's
and
the
one over
habitat
here if I
boundary
can.
complete, the
Oh, no,
habitat
only
gate's
one.
in place, and most
I kinda wanna let me put it
importantly,
inside
the
there right
tigers
now.
won't be able to jump out of it anymore.
Hopefully.
I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Tony the tiger? Okay. So, to the animal market. Wow, they're not cheap, are they? Granted, a lot cheaper than I think a tiger would cost in real life. Just a little bit, though.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's
So
take
add
a look
a
at preparing the
lake.
habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Suitable feeding station. Okay, we'll start with that. So, nice food tray, and we'll put it out towards the
This
front.
time, instead of
Not
adding
the
a water
best,
bowl,
but
let's
sure.
try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from.
That's cute.
All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to
Oh,
fill it with water.
there we go, just got
You
something.
should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Oops, I forgot to...
Yes, that'll do
How about
nicely.
there? I like that better.
Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment.
Need the
Why
water
don't you add some
purification
suitable
later for that
coin
too.
and food enrichment items into their habitats.
What? Is that like a bird or something? It looks like rats or something going on through with them on the ground or something. It's like, what's this? Blood pumpkin. I don't know what that means, but I think I like it. We'll put like a little pad here. Not too
Okay,
close where
it's
they can't just
really
jump off
starting
it,
to
you know?
take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad
Oh.
weather. Although, given that we're in England, you
Oh.
might want to think of that just as
Windows updates,
normal
why?
weather. Go on, add a
okay.
shelter to their habitat.
Don't worry.
You can either
I think
build
I'm
one
back.
from
Okay.
various
Ooh.
suitable bits and bobs, or if you like,
Yeah, I'll just use
pop down
this.
the blueprint that I've already built for you.
It'll save a lot of time just having this one.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat.
Ah,
Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
I do remember doing
Rightio.
this
Click on
actually.
the
It's
terrain
pretty
tab.
easy.
That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel
I'm not
about the different
that
types
unhappy
of terrain.
about it.
That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less
So just
of in
more
this
soil.
habitat.
Wrong thing. So,
Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat
this is
part of their
pretty-
welfare.
it's a pretty fun one actually doing this. I like this kind of thing. But I'll do it like around here a little bit. So that's enough soil. Want some longer grass as well, which is good to know. Maybe I'll put it here. Or no, maybe, no, less longer grass, more short grass, let's see. Are they missing something else they prefer? No. There's too much long grass, so maybe I'll just keep using short grass until it gets to the point where it's kind of at equilibrium.
Right then.
There we
All
go.
animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. Well, you know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe,
Okay.
that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect
Right.
fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia.
Alright.
Although
I
if you
can
have
do
to,
that.
you can get away with using just one or the other. The
How
tigers
about
will
like
also want a certain amount of their
one
habitat to be
here?
covered by those plants. To
Oh,
find
I mean,
out
this one
which
even
plants
says
to
bingo.
use and how many, select
Bengal,
the
I
tiger
guess.
and go to the environment tab.
I'm already there.
Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat
a
aren't
wattle
quite
bush.
right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes.
Oh,
You can
they
remove
don't
them
like
if
the
you
wattle
want.
bush. I see. So where's the wattle
You
bush?
can find
This
all of the plants you
is
need in the nature
good.
section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to
good.
see. In this case, that's plants from the
Not good.
rainforest or temperate biomes.
Oh, wait, actually, I think, did we get money for that? I'm not sure. So, as long as they still have the Asia influence, I think we're all fine. Okay, let me click on them again here. Let me check the environment yet again. So we also don't need this tree. And then, oh, there's another bush somewhere. Oh, hidden in here. Don't want to eat that either. That's right. Alright, now let's go back to this and see if we can get it up to a happy point, which everything's a lot better for them now. They do want more coverage, which is good to know. I wonder, I could actually do something like this. Eventually I'll be doing this where it will look much prettier. Now I'm just doing it to sort of get by. And I say much prettier, it'll look half decent. It's still me. There's nothing much that I do that's very pretty, as much as I wish it could be. I feel like this is kind of fun. Kind of just some reeds along there. Perhaps some aloe vera, like kind of around the rocks here. Oh, I see you can use filters. Oh, okay, so would you just use like Asia? I'll just do Asia as the easiest. But I think this is also grassland, but yeah, but like it's just straight up that. So that's easier. What is this one like? Oh, I see, so it's just this kind of stuff, which I'll just do like a little thing like that. These are quite pretty. Which I guess it helps having it like all across the area, not in just one area as well. I'm gonna have like a little bush here. I feel like that's nice. Maybe we'll put like this around here as well. But yeah, I think I'll actually start streaming this game outside of, just, the videos, I guess, because I think it's going to be quite a good game for streaming. So hopefully you would enjoy that. But there we go. We got the silver.
Good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
I have the tiger. I love that. All right.
Right. Let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Ooh, this is fun. I like this.
Just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Yeah, got him. 2 fewer
Expand their
adults.
social welfare, and we
Okay.
can get a bit more detail.
So yeah, I just need to adopt 3 more.
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space,
Alright.
and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
Just gotta see how fast I can do
As
this
you can
without
see,
listening.
The peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls.
I might have done
Off
it.
you pop to the animal market then.
How about now? How we doing?
Good work
Snow
on those
leopards.
peafowls. I expect
I
they'll
love
be
snow
delivered
leopards.
soon. But
Oh.
sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy.
Same.
Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Hidden in here.
Just like
Oh, no.
people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know,
Where are
like
you
when
at?
you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the
What?
case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I
Oh,
think
that's
they
cool.
will
I don't remember that
you?
last one. That's really
This will
nice.
give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Ooh, I didn't know there
Of
was
course,
one
when
way
an
glass.
animal
That's really
isn't in its
cool.
natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot, even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat.
Oh, I see.
But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map. And
I enjoy
having a
that they
look-see
even
at the temperature
shade the
in
weather
leopard's
here.
habitat.
Oh, it's relatable though. Oh, it could be rough.
As you can see, we
I'll
already
pop
have
one
one
back
cooler
here
in there.
just to
Let's
be
pop some
safe.
more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
I'll pop on there too. Terrain.
You can find heat
Oh, yeah,
maps
we
for
probably-
all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and
Aw,
make good
I just
use of
found it.
them.
So you want
It'll
more
take a little
snow
while for the
actually.
temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters. But now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Okay, so that's a good amount of snow, and you want rock. We'll go smooth rock. Actually, the rough looks cooler, so. But it makes sense. This would be what they would have preference to in the wild for sure. I need like, yeah, just go big. Wants a lot less long grass. I'm guessing pretty much just need to cover everything.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding
Basically.
of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and
The
check on all
average
the other
habitat
animals in the
species
zoo and
overall.
fix up any
Okay.
issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare
stress,
is a
hopefully
very
it's going down.
important statistic.
That's all
Now, to
good.
quickly see
Bramble
how
bush,
all your
that's funny.
animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Zoo and
As you
animals.
can see, this list shows you the animals'
Ooh.
overall welfare.
Speedy.
So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using
Oh, I
the
love that.
locate button.
Alright.
Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well
Yeah,
looked
you have a
after.
good old cup of tea. That's right. Now that's over with, I could speak a little bit better. It's always a bit of a pain when they speak a lot in that, which I understand. Like it's actually quite a lot to know without having the tutorial. So I think the tutorial is very, very, very well needed. But let me make that quite a bit bigger actually. But it's nice to kind of be able to think and hear myself again. So let's go ahead and add all this sand in. Yeah, even add in some up over here. Forgot how much they like the sand. Okay, and they want some long grass, which I guess like currently there's not much in the way of long grass, is there? There we go. That seems to be pretty good. So they want more hard shelter as well. I'm guessing they're not able to hide away here. So I'm wondering. So this didn't work incredibly well when I played before, but I'm really wondering if I can now build like a little. Ooh, wow, they've added a lot of new stuff. I am now wondering if you can have like a little rock shelter, like build a little shelter just to kind of hide them away. I guess it would be under, yeah. I don't need Asian rocks. But yeah, I really do wonder if that now works. Like if I were to kind of do like this. If I hit X and then I can merge these. It's kind of the beauty about this as well. Like if you've ever used a 3D kind of rendering program or anything of the sorts, it actually makes this really easy. And I say 3D rendering, that's not really the proper thing, but 3D modeling or whatever it may be, because it's got the same like world axes and all that, which makes working in a 3D space very easy when you've done it before. I used to use Blender for a lot of things, so and not a Blender, but Blender the program, and it was very. I think it's actually helped considerably with playing this. So I might actually duplicate this guy, and then I'm gonna rotate him, and then is that sticking out? Oh gosh, just a little bit. I don't want it sticking out here necessarily, so I'm just gonna bring it that way a little bit. Same with this one. Then I'm gonna move this guy till he's out of the way, and then I can even. The good thing about this is you can move everything, so I can move this tree out of the way a little bit. Same with this, so I can kind of see what we're looking at, and then maybe I'll add like a. Is this a huge rock? Oh no, okay. I was like, where'd that go? You can get really close to be able to actually do everything here. It's just I kind of forget that I can do it. Let me do this. And then we'll duplicate it. And move it ever so slightly. Just to kind of make it look a little more natural back there. I just realized that it took all the space when I did that. I didn't realize that I literally took away everything I was working on making there. Awkward. Maybe if I do it like that. Let me, oops. Let me just do this. And I mean, that seems like a pretty decent shelter, so I don't know if that'll work, but only one way to find out, I guess, eh? Now, I'm curious if that counts. Because in theory, to me, that should count as a shelter. So yeah, it looks like it doesn't. Which is fair. Unless, if I put a bed in there, does that work? Oh, maybe it wanted me to build it over here, but let's... I'm thinking if I had this... Is that still in... Let me move it in there. And then... I'm like curious if I could just kind of... Because I was struggling with being able to make my own thing more properly. It could just be the way I'm making stuff, granted. But I'm still curious if I do it this way, if it'll work. Still having to remember the controls a little bit myself. And I think it's... Ah, there we go. Alright. Let's see, does that count now? Oops. Oh, dry. Okay, so I think that actually... I think I just need to cover that bit. So maybe that'll work? Maybe. I'm gonna move this ever so slightly that way, just to expose it a bit more. Maybe. So yeah, terrain seems good. Yeah, it looks like they could use some more plants, which I'll check and see what they prefer. I'll have to look at the, or mess with the heart shelter thing more, just to see if I can get exactly what I want. But let's go ahead and see about the old food and shelter, which they've got food, luckily. I had a lot of them die before when I was playing the demo because I could not seem to get them to feed properly, which it seems like they have fixed, which is fantastic. Yeah, I need to find something for... are they Galapagos tortoise, or what are they? No. They are this kind of tortoise. So we can maybe give them like a little cooling station here just for some funsies. Which there's a lot of different stuff here now, actually. They do enjoy the dog ball, which I find very adorable. This seems kind of interesting. Maybe I can put this over by the bed. Block of frozen fruit. I think having that, like, well, I mean, if I can put that, like, yeah, over here, that'd be pretty great. So there we go. We got that. And yeah, the hard shelter... I wonder if it just, if the rocks maybe doesn't work as much as I need to actually build something. Like with proper walls and all that. Which I'll try, and I'll see how that goes. Wow, there's a lot more blueprints now, like, considerably so. Oh, there's actually some nice small wooden shelters now, which is a nice change. There was only, I mean, again, this was very, early on, but there was a lot of very large stuff before, so I'm wondering if that's just enough. 25%, yeah, I mean, I guess because they're quite big. But I can do that. Which, I guess, actually... So where do I just build walls and stuff? Like, where's this at? So there's barriers, which isn't what I'm looking for, truly. Habitat, all that. There's nature, facilities. I mean, I figured it would be under construction. Oh, architecture, that's what I'm looking for. Hey. I specifically want to be working on this one, obviously. So yeah, bring me to the... Can I look at the wood tag at all? Is that a thing I can do? Oh, I just realized that was a barrier I was trying to get at there anyways. Didn't quite realize. So yeah, I'd like to have maybe like... yeah, like that. And then... I'm mighty fine with maybe... I'm trying to think of like how to build this a bit better for them. I think one thing I would do is this wall here, which let me exit this so I can do this. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to be able to view it a bit better in their little habitat. So I'm thinking that one-way wall that they showed earlier would be a really cool one. So one-way glass, I think that's fun. And then they can feel a little less stressed while being back here. And then we can go ahead back to the construction. Well, let's see if we can build a nice little thing for them. I can actually just duplicate that wall, and I'll move that eventually. So that's that. Then that could be their way in. Why not? Beautiful. And maybe something like that, so they feel a bit more, again, enclosed. Sort of the goal here. I don't know if this is going to still be too small, but it's worth trying. Then we could actually do that. Really, I could just delete this and make my own thing now that I think about it. Because a lot of this is quite unnecessary. But when you delete stuff like this, it's actually pretty interesting seeing how they put it together, because obviously it's built in the same way, same assets, and everything. So it gives you an idea of how you can sort of do it yourself. I need to exit this. I need to move these. There we go. Just let me actually put that a bit lower. So can I now... That didn't work quite exactly as I planned. Not sure why that didn't line up quite like the other one, but sure. So I'm wondering if I now duplicate this and have it here, if that will work. And then, oh, it's probably not working because the wall is not lined up with the entrance. Let me try that again though. Ah, much better. So we would want, I guess, the floor again. We don't need to go too fancy for this one. And then there's a bit of a roof. So let's see, how is, so dry. So how are you feeling about that? How much shelter is this for you? We have 100%. Okay, that's awesome. And then they can still see in and be like, ooh, sleeping turtles, tortoises rather. I'm using Control D there, by the way, to duplicate those. And with like everything with the floor and stuff, I was just using Control D to get them duplicated quickly. Didn't really need to put that there, but which I might consider deleting. Just, well, no, it gave me a wall, so I'll put it there. Then it's like a nice little tunnel, so sure. So we got that, and that puts us, I wonder where that puts us. That puts us at 88%, so we just need to probably help one more in need animal, which seems to be back to our warthogs, actually. Which I'm guessing they probably just have some like environment things that they would prefer to be better. Enrichment, it's food enrichment. Okay. And we got some other terrain issues here. We need some more long grass to make them happy. Which is there anything they don't like? They could use less soil, okay. So we'll just add all of this we can. Which they don't seem bothered about rock either, which is useful. And that looks like it's gotten us where we need to be. And then with the environment, they like coverage. And they have African plants, so that's good to know. So we can go to plants and then sort it by continent, Africa. And then we can add things from that. I'm going to add some smaller things just due to the size of what we're working with. I don't want anything that takes up too much room. The ivy could be kind of fun. Just kind of... I guess we'll do it like this. Which, as you can tell, it needs a bit of editing to look correct, but that's fine. There's some weird blur on it when I move it. So we'll do that. Then we can bring it over like to here. Bring it down ever so slightly. Is that on the wall? A little bit off. We can put it like right there. And then we can... Yeah, why not? You know? How's that looking? Oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to go to the warthog. So it's getting a little bit better. They want more coverage, though. They kind of have the plants they need, just I think more coverage. I think if I could put a big tree here, that would be good. Is there a weird bird? I just keep seeing these things go by. I'm like, certainly it's a bird, but I don't know. It's just a big thing. But yeah, perhaps like just a big old tree to like kind of give them some coverage. Wow, that's definitely a big old tree, ain't it? I like that they only cost $180. That's very not true. I mean, it would look a little bit ridiculous. Well, it wouldn't look too ridiculous in this. Okay, that was not the right thing to do. Alright. I thought that would actually do better, but maybe that deleted some other stuff putting it there. I don't know. Maybe if I just put like... there we go. They just want some flowers. Probably could just put like a big bush worth in, but that's fine. There we go. Can do this and... Oops. Didn't want to stack that one, I'll be honest. There we go. Not beautiful, but it's there. That's all that matters. Put that like right here. It's kind of a fun one. Okay, cool. So how are they doing in other places? Seems pretty good. So let's see. For enrichment... So they could use some food enrichment. I don't know necessarily what they would love. Does this work on the warthog? Are they a common warthog? Yes. So it does work on them. So that could be a good one. Maybe a block of frozen fruit up by here. Never hurts, I guess. Okay. So 0 of 8 species food enrichment. I guess maybe that just because that's toy, I guess, isn't it? Although I still feel like that would do it. No. Who knows? Well, everyone but me, obviously. Just kind of looking at like maybe what I could be doing here. So does this make them unhappy? I don't know if it actually makes them unhappy or bothers them in any way. It says food enrichment. Is it better? Is it because they just want better quality food? Would that be a thing? Because I can do that. I don't remember how, but I can. I think it has to do with the shelter and then food quality. Yeah, so I think I can bring it up to 2.5 there. Water stations is an issue. I could do one of the little, yeah, the water pops. I feel like those are always a wise decision. Maybe we can do it over by here so they can kind of watch them drink and all that good stuff. And that should always have water in it, to my knowledge. Well, that obviously helped with the water station. The feeder seems to be okay. I wouldn't actually mind. Oh yeah, so they're just not even filling it, which is weird. Yeah, so we got that. What else? I guess I could put another thing over here, and this could be where they also feed. Because I think it's something that, you know, they'd obviously want to watch, so that'd be pretty good. And I'm going to do this as well. I'm going to put one there, so if they are watching, they might be more apt to donate. So what's that put us at? We're still at 88, but that's fine. As long as their welfare is higher, that's great. So yeah, species food enrichment, 0 of 8. I feel like I'm missing out on something of what the food enrichment truly is. Going crazy. I'm like, is there something? So, enrichment items, food. So what happens if I put like a dog bowl down and like this thing? Oh, I just realized oh god. I just realized I was filtered for the turtle. That probably isn't helping, is it? That makes more sense. So let's find something that I just prefer clicking through it, to be honest. Okay, so they still do like the fruit spike tree, so that's good to know. Okay, they don't like that. I find it easier just to do this than actually sorting. Okay. I mean, maybe it would be easier just to actually sort, but I still like doing it this way. So forage. Common warhog. So what happens if I put that? I mean, there's room here. Maybe that would be enough. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's all it was. I was just, I had it missorted, so it's good to know. So we have a beetle. Interesting. Oh wow, this looks so much nicer than I thought it would. Huh. That is really cool looking. Alright. So it's hungry. Maybe I'll call the thing there to help. These things I always really struggled with, actually. Trying to keep these little things happy. It was a journey. Oh, apparently I'm over here chilling with a balloon, old Shaggy. Okay. So we will go ahead and what are we at now? Like 89, so we're very, very close. So I guess we'll just look and see who's still unhappy here. I think getting to the most unhappy would be best, which it looks like it's going to be. Oh, here we go. So zebra and giraffe. Okay, that's what we want. We want someone super unhappy, so it's very easy to please them. Okay, so what's the issue here? Habitat, it's all about terrain, it seems. So what is your ideal terrain? A lot more soil, okay. Oh no, a lot less soil, okay. More grass. I read that wrong. I mean, at this point. Might as well just go big. So we can definitely do that. This might not make the giraffe happy, but we'll see. Alright. Wow. There we go, got that one. Took a little while. And then some short grass. Nearing where we need to be. Hopefully their needs are very similar. I would assume they would be because of how they're put in the same place. I mean, it would feel a bit silly otherwise, wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe they just legit didn't like that. Who knows? Okay, and they just want less soil, but they wouldn't mind more sand, which I think that's a good place to put it on over here. And I'll replace that long grass as well somewhere. I'll put it up over here. And that puts us in the happy range there. So they would like more plants as well. They don't have much in the way of nice plants and maybe too much coverage? Seems like it's maybe the case.
Not
Oh, we did it.
I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours.
Awesome.
There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If
Okay,
you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
sure thing. I was just getting, I was getting really into this one.
Sounds like you've got the whole zoo purring away nicely.
I like his cup.
Well, purring, grunting, screaming, booming. All the appropriate noises. I guess I was right to hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning. So, we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a foxy coffee. As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had.
Thank you.
After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. And maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Look at him. He's doing it, you know? What a good boy. Anyways, that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. Thanks for this, watching through if you have. I know this was a long one. I know it was maybe not the most exciting thing in the world. But I had a great time. I enjoyed playing this because, I mean, it is a fantastic game. And if you want to pick it up, it is on Steam. I think that's the only place it's at. I don't know. I could be wrong. But if you want to see more, let me know. If you want to watch me stream it, it'll probably be over on Twitch. But I'm also considering YouTube. It's going between right now, so we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.